Thanks for checking out skiinggolden.com. It's Friday, November 24th, and we're on the northeast end of the Purcell mountain range in the Columbias. And since Monday, we've probably got about 70 centimeters of new snow in the Dogtooth range of the Purcells. So we'll see how much is falling here. Probably not much more or less. And we're off for a little walk. On our way up, we're going to check out a few little micro features. Awesome places to do little tests on the way up. See, get a bigger, I got an idea of the bigger picture higher up. And dug a profile at the ski hill this week and got a few results in the storm snow over the week, which is seeming to settle out pretty well on its own. And I also got a result on the November 7th rain crust, which was down about 78 centimeters, and it was a hard result, and it was a pretty clean shear, but didn't pop right off. So it's kind of coming alive. We'll see what the, we'll keep waiting and see what it does. And we're gonna tour up and have some more to say on the way up. So we've come up and busted out of the dense fog layer down below quite nicely. Visibility is great up here. There's an Arctic ridge that's trying to muscle its way down towards us, and with that it might push the cool air to the valley bottom and we get inversions. So this looks like a little bit of it, and inversions are classic for surface hoar growth or surface faceting to happen if we don't get any snow. If we get cold, clear temperatures, you can bet on another layer to form that we'll be looking out for. And once that gets buried with enough load on it, we'll keep our eyes on it and hopefully it'll settle out. Coming up the skin trail, lots of tests you can do. You know, punching through with your pole. It's about 1 meter deep here, and the crust is down about 60 centimeters here. Haven't done any tests on the crust yet. We've been nice and safe and protected in the trees so far, but you can bet if we're going to go into an open area where there's any kind of exposure, we'll do some tests. So we've got a little bit more to go to the top, and then this looks like some pretty sweet burnt tree skiing. We're as high as we're going to get today, ready to ski. As soon as I leave the car, I start doing assessments of the snowpack, building up a good mental image of the layers that I might be looking out for as we progress in elevation. Lots of pole tests on the way up. Get off the beaten track, get a good feel for the snow underneath your feet. Different kinds of snow has a different kind of feel for it, so it's important to get yourself familiar with lots of those things, whether you're shooting cracks out from the skis or just feeling a layer underneath. And now we're at the top, and another way to get some information is to dig a snow profile. And we're just, we've dug a nice wall here, nice corner, finally done, fellas. And the layer that I've been talking about in the updates for the past few weeks is this rain crust, which is super apparent, about 4 centimeters thick here, and a good 80 centimeters on top of that. And it's about 40 centimeters off the ground. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to cut a column and do a what's called a compression test and see if we get any results on that crust. And as well, we're going to have our eyes on the top bit of the snowpack, because we've got lots of storm snow to deal with. And throughout this past week, there's been a few interfaces in those layers. So the first thing we've done, we've got a nice chimney to work with on the side to cut the back of the column. And you want to make your column about the width of your shovel blade, and keep it going straight down, and cut right down the ground. You want to isolate your column as best as possible, so there's no binding of snow. You get a more true result. And lastly, you want to cut the back of your column. Going straight down. Use the chimney. Leave your saw on the bottom there, and Now we start with the compression test. I usually like to take off the top low density snow, make a nice flat platform for it, and then there's a sequence we go through with the compression test. We go 10 taps from the wrist, and the boys are going to watch for any results in the top layer and then down low as well on that crust. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now from the elbow, 10 taps, 1, 2, and you just saw that collapse right there. That's a moderate result, and that's not a super even break, but that's one of those interfaces I was just talking about in this last week's storm snow. So we're on 2, and I'll continue. 3, 4, another result. That's about 50 centimeters down. And that's a bit cleaner of a result there. Another storm interface. And that was 4, so we'll continue on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just kind of clean my column off a little bit. And now we want to go from the shoulder and give it some good wax. And I think if we get another result, it'll be down low on that rain crust. So 1, 2, 3. Does that go on the crust or the ground? Crust. Oh yeah. So the crust is starting to come alive. And you saw how easy that just slid off. That's a bit of that's a plainer result. Super clean shear. And I suspect the facets are about size 1 on that crust. We'll see if they grow or not. So there's 3 areas of concern as far as the slope, as far as the snowpack goes right now. 2 storm interfaces and this rain crust result. If the first storm interface were to go, that's additional load for the second one, and then all that load sliding is enough load to step down perhaps to that crust. So we'll be watching that. As far as the slope that we're about to ski goes, it's pretty good spacing in the trees, nothing wide open, no nasty terrain traps. It looks like good safe skiing. So let's go ski. Well, great day. Got in the snow, got some information, had some spectacular skiing. And don't forget that your trip planning starts before you get to the trail. Starts at home, thinking about where you want to go, what the snow's been doing. Click on to skiinggolden.com for updates and conditions reports. Check the Canadian Avalanche Centre website, avalanche.ca, and look at what the public bulletin's saying. Use the trip planner with the terrain ratings and the evaluator is a great tool to get yourself introduced to. And yeah, thanks for clicking on. This is brought to you by Golden and District Search and Rescue. Can't do this without their support. And we'll talk to you soon.